Hey guys, Shockist here. Welcome back to a new video. Alright, in this video we're going to be looking at the best settings for ARK in my opinion. I've had so many people ask me what my settings are, what's my NI, what's my Nvidia filters. So in this video we're going to be checking out. Alright, let's talk about the Nvidia filters. I really feel like these are underused on ARK and they really do help the game look 100 times better in my opinion. I've been using them for a very long time. It took me a while to figure out what the best combination is, but basically, this is it on. As you can see, it's quite bright, the game. Whenever I turn this off, it seems a lot more dull. Like if you have a look, the colors aren't as vibrant, things don't stand out as much. Let's turn them back on. It really is, it changes the game completely and utterly. You'll never not use them. Let's have a look here. You can see, that's it on, that's it off. It's actually, it makes the game look 100 times better in my opinion. I wouldn't play ARK without the video filters at all. And whenever they do turn off, I always turn them back on. So I'll show you guys my video filters now. So I've got color, I've got brightness and contrast, and then I've got sharpen. So these are all the fillers that I have, and I've pissed around with a lot of settings to figure out what is the best optimal settings, and these were the best that I could find. So we'll start off by checking out my normal settings in game and going over it just a little bit. So as you can see, this is me on the official server, and these are the settings I normally run with. Alright guys, before we get into the video, just a quick word from today's sponsor. ARK will be launching its new season this Friday at 4th of March at 6 PM CET. ARK is among the most populated 3-man tribe cluster, recently celebrating its anniversary, and has an average of 400 players at the start of the season. It features all maps, 5x rates, reconfigured loot rates, unique maps, cave changes, achievements, quests, and much more. It is tuned for non-hasty, pleasant gameplay progression, and has a lot of quality of life improvements such as solo farm, new player, ORP. ARK is especially good to play with a couple of your best friends. ARK Rare spent quite a lot of time working on the PvP balance, which was severely broken by Genesis 2. For example, you cannot tame Noglins, you cannot use net arrows on most PvP meta teams, Shadowmane's armor was nerfed, you can't use rockets and techniques when riding a Shadowmane, and most important, dismount attacks from a Shadowmane and Void Wyverns were replaced with an electric shock. And of course, ARK Rare's changed and tuned and improved much more. So come and enjoy the trio tribe cluster at its finest. Don't hesitate, call your best friends and join your favourite cozy ARK cluster, ARK. Alright boys, let's get back to the video. One of the first things I would have you guys change is to disable third-person camera interpolation. Personally, whenever I watch someone that uses this or watch like another content creator that doesn't have this disabled, I actually can't watch it. It's actually for some reason enabled by default, but when you're in third person mode, it makes your character go off screen very weird. It doesn't center it. Personally, I don't like this. This is really horrible. If you see what it's like with it on, it keeps your camera centered on your character, and personally, yeah, I prefer that much better. I've tested quite a lot of different settings over the years with playing ARK, but these are definitely by far my favourite. One thing I do change from time to time is my view distance. I keep it on epic most of the time, but whenever I'm PvP and I change that to low. Now what that does is that will help you render players first, you know, behind things. Like say like if there's rocks, if a player's hiding in rocks or grass, if you keep that on low, you will render the player before you render the grass and the rocks from far away. So that's definitely one thing to know. So I mean, you can change that from epic to low, but just change it to low whenever you're PvPing. These are my advanced settings. Very important to disable menu transitions, to disable don't have melee camera animations on. Also, take off camera view bob. This is another really important one that people don't realize. This is on by default, and when you walk you see that your camera shakes. Now obviously if you play PvE ARK, I know there's a lot of people that really do like this, so but personally I don't really like when it does that. I don't like I like it to be centered, like this. It's nice and steady and still, especially when you're PvPing, you know. Another thing, you know, what people do tend to leave on is camera shake scale. That's another thing that you definitely want to turn off, which is over here on the right hand side underneath your camera. Another thing you really want to do is make sure your camera FOV is as far out as possible, so whenever you're in third person mode you can see anything coming. It's very important for awareness. Also, another nice addition on advanced settings is torpidity effect. Whenever you, for example, I'll show you guys, so it's just so you can see what's going on. So say if you get knocked out, normally you would get like a black screen. Then I get some narcotics and I'll knock myself out and I can show you guys. So let's have a look. So with it off, I'll show you what it looks like. So as you can see, when you get knocked out, you don't have the black box around your screen and you can clearly see what's going on around you and your surrounding, which is personally very important to know what's going on. Especially if you get yourself knocked out and you're screaming at a tribe mate to come help you, you know, to tell them where you are or whatever, so you don't end up caged. But yeah, that's definitely a really important one as well. Okay, INI. Which INI do I use? Basically, I use what they call a pretty INI. It's very soft, one that basically only disables beer effect and Z effect. It also helps make the game look better. I will show you guys with it on and with it off in a second. But with this INI, it also shows pearls and element nodes on Gen 1, so it's very good. So look, there's a Z. So basically I can't get Z effect, and then there's a no beer effect either, which is amazing for when you're PvPing. Also, no plant X or whatever it's called, you know, the one that makes your screen all green. Alright, so as you can see clearly, without INI in Lunar, it's kind of fuzzy a little bit. I don't know if you guys can notice it, but for me, I basically can't play in Lunar without INI. I don't really like the way it looks normally, so that's another reason that I use INI. Plus, obviously, I don't really want to get Z effect when I'm PvPing, or even beer effect. Like, look at that combination. Isn't that just horrible? Oh my god, I still can't see. Yeah, that's terrible. So yeah, that's why I use INI. Alright, so another thing that I want to address in this video, guys, is keybinds. I feel like keybinds on ARK are very, very important. Basically, I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got Q, N, Z, and mouse button 1 and mouse button 2. So always, no matter what, I keep, like, say, my med brews are always on Q, as you can see there, even without having any med brews are on Q. Also, my parachutes are always on mouse button 2, and then, you know, you've got Z, N, and then mouse button 1. So, a little bit of advice, guys. Personally, I would start changing your keybinds, and I would go with always putting like the same items on your keybinds. So basically, say like you get pecked and you're getting dropped, your parachute button's always the same one. Same with med brews, you're a lot more quicker. Also, like for example, in PvP, I keep whips on N, I keep bolas on Z. You know, these are just little things that, you know, muscle memory, so you've got a quicker response on it. Alright, another thing that I want to address in this video, guys, is player stats. Now, I play small tribes, so bear that in mind. I also don't do much suit PvPing, so, you know, if you're a suit PvPer, you want a lot more health, so you can fight the lightning wyverns, but also on small tribes, you want a lot more fortitude. Now, I do a lot of building, and I do, you know, a lot of raiding, so these are my optimal player stats for that. Now, I run 350 health, which is actually quite a lot. You could actually get away with running 300. I run 46 fortitude, which is honestly quite a lot, but it could be more. And nearly 930 weight and 157 movement speed. Now, you can play around with whatever works with you. Remember, you can only, you know, mind wipe once a day. Bear in mind, I'm also level 170. So you can play with less health, more weight, more movement speed, more fortitude, just whatever you really like. But if you're a small tribes player, fortitude is super important, you know, especially in the current meta. Alright guys, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.